Okay, this is tutorial 10, which is uh, needed to do the generation of the helix in tutorial 11 without using the mathematical expressions. Now, obviously, what I want to do is generate 3 cycles of the sine curve. And just like I did the cosine curve in tutorial 9, I can go ahead and repeat it. However, that is not the plan. I want to take the stuff that I did for tutorial 9, generating 3 cycles of cosine, and by manipulating it, generate 3 cycles of sine. Now, notice that this is what we did in tutorial 9. I generated first, based on the data from cosine curve, I generated the spline that goes through these 11 points. Then I reflected it, or mirrored it with respect to a vertical line, and took that spline and repeated it twice by translation. Okay, so the plan here is go and take that same thing that I generated right there. This is from tutorial 9, the 3 cycles of cosine, and I'm going to create a plane and project this stuff on that plane. So let's go ahead and do a plane from here, 4 inches, okay. And now what I'm going to do is I will go to projection on that plane. On that plane, I will sketch. So what I'm going to do is I will project these splines. So the projection, if you look at we're in the sketcher right now. You look at it here. It says, where is that? You expand this menu. It says project 3D elements. You click on it. You select this spline and that spline and that spline, and you say OK, and notice that it is projected. The reason that it looks yellow, projections are of other things. Wireframe is yellow, as is done in Catia, inherited from Catia. And what I can do is yellow means that I can't pretty much do much with it, so I'm going to isolate these. So let me actually go ahead and hide this other sketch that I used for projection purposes. I believe it was this. I'm going to hide that, okay? And then we look at the normal view. So if you look closely, these are the 3 things that are projected. So I'm going to do one by one, isolate them so that we can do things to it. So I select this, and how do I isolate it? Either right click, go here and say isolate. That's one way, but there are other ways through the action bar too. So here's what I did. I selected that yellow, the first yellow spline, right click, isolate. And you get this message, which is okay, don't worry about it, just say okay. And repeat it for these other ones. So let's do another one. Put it there, right click, isolate, same message, and right click, isolate, same message. Okay, so what I want to do is now go and basically a sine curve starts there at this location, right? So I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I will, for example, draw a line here and then cut this curve with that guy. So let's do the following. Let me draw a line here. So this line is going to go through. I'm going to want to cut it right there. Yeah. I'll put a dimension so that you don't make a mistake. Okay, so I'll draw a line here, vertical line, okay, and put a dimension from here to here should be 0.75. Okay, the dimension from this line to that line, 0.75. Okay, 0.75. Enter. Okay, so I'm going to trim this curve with that line. So where's the trim? You go here to a trim right there, and you select this and you trim it with that. Okay, good. Now 3 cycles, we see is 1 cycle, is 2 cycles, and then I also want a third cycle coming on this side. So what I can do is, the many ways of doing this thing. For example, I can, one way is to, let's see now, draw a line here, okay? So many different ways. So this line, by the way, I don't need it. I can delete it, okay? Draw another line here. I'll put a dimension so that is exactly at the location that I want. Okay, so the dimension from here to here, I want it to be, okay, so what is that? This is supposed to be, is that 3? Yeah, 3. Okay, good. So cycle sine curve starts there and it goes like that. Yeah, it goes like this. Yeah, and the different ways of doing this, for example, I can say, okay, say take this and mirror it. There's a mirror. Mirror is right here. Mirror it with respect to that, and then do a cleanup. So basically, I want to stop it right there. 1 cycle, 2 cycle, 3 cycle. So I'm going to delete this line. Actually, I move it to that location. Okay, and that location is, I believe, 3.75. Let's check it out. 3.75. Let me say okay. Yep, very good. And then again, we do a trim of this curve with that curve. See, trim this curve with, oh, that's too much. Undo. Control Z. So let's see what is the better way of doing it. Maybe let's break it. Break this curve with that curve. Okay, and then I can delete that portion. And I'm going to delete this line. And we've got 3 cycles of sine curve. And exit. Okay, the other guy is in hiding. Sketch 1 is in hiding. Right click, hide and show, right there. So this is cosine. Sketch 1, 3 cycles of cosine. And this is 3 cycles of sine. Okay, and if you go here, let me see now. Where is this? Oh yeah, in the presentation, right there. Well, this is what you want. Yeah. Okay. Let me save this thing. While I'm at it, let me also create that other. Let me create that other Z coordinate. So let me. Uh, you know what? The thing is that although this is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. I do prefer if I join these 3 curves because right now they're individual pieces. Okay, so let me join it. So we go to let me create my other plane from here, another 4 inches. That's for the Z coordinate. On that, I will sketch. Okay. If these things are bothering you, you can always hide them. Sketch 1, hide. Sketch 2, hide. And we're in sketch 3, which is just straight line going from here to here. Let's dimension it as I indicated. So from here to here, angle 45 degree. 45 degree. Okay, and the distance from there to there, we're going to make it 1, because later on we will scale it so that it actually becomes 6. Okay, when it comes to using it for log. So exit, exit, and these are the 3 sketches that I had for you in the previous tutorial. I showed you in the slides. Where's that? Good. This is the third one. Now, yeah. Okay, so incidentally, if I go back here, don't let it bother you that what is this thing? This is one. I really did not mean that to be one. I wanted the distance from this point to that point to be one, not this guy. Let me delete that. So I'm going to make a dimension from this point to this point, but the horizontal dimension, yeah, that thing to be one. Fine. Exit. Good. Now, let me save this. Oops. Save. But I also want to join these things. So sketch one, let me click on the join. That's this sketch, this guy and that guy and that guy. Makes my job easier. And this is join one. Another one for join two, that's this other sketch. Well, this one is already one piece because I projected it, but well, I'll still do it. That really is not that is unnecessary. Okay. Okay, so we have these two joints. Now, if you wonder why I need these two joints, because I want to create my laws, and the laws I'm going to make it in uh, next tutorial. Okay, so I'll stop here and we do the laws in the next tutorial. Tutorial 11, which is the final stage of creating that helix.